We got 4 more drafts to look at, guys. 3 of them I think are going our way. One of them going a little sideways, but we're going to try to make it work. I think this is one we've already looked at. This draft here, we have queued up only one player. We're taking him. Justin Fields just slightly, I believe, above ADP. Yeah, they're 208. We're going to take him before Drake May, McCarthy, Bo Nix. But we have here a pretty sweet Pittsburgh stack going, and I think we got a couple of these going, to tell you the truth. And on these teams that I'm drafting, a lot of them I'm drafting towards the front half of the board, and for some reason it's just worked out this way. This one right here, I got Warren, Pickens, and then I picked up Freiermuth as my second tight end. I do think Freiermuth is one of those players you can play as a number 2 tight end if you have a strong number 1. He might have a good season. I think with what they got going on, they need to have a second target. He could be that second target. So he's an interesting play. And getting Fields here as a third QB, I think, is interesting. I already have 6 running backs. I got 6 wide receivers that I drafted early. I got 2 tight ends, with one of them being Laporta as my anchor tight end there. And then Freiermuth is my other one that correlates with Fields also. So I'm really digging how this works. I think I might get the best of both worlds with this draft pick as well. Might either have Warren and either Freiermuth and or Pickens balling with Russell Wilson at QB, or if things aren't going the way they want, then I get Fields on there, and hopefully I get some high upside play from Fields, and hopefully it opens up the deep ball to Pickens and opens up the running lanes for Warren. So we're going to see what happens. But I think Fields is a high upside play with not a lot of risk, and it's built out here to be more meaningful also if it hits, if Pittsburgh hits in any way, truthfully, which is nice to get some cheap pieces. I think what, no, Pickens was kind of expensive, but other than Pickens, the rest of the pieces are pretty darn cheap overall. Okay, we're going Fields. Let's go on to the next one. Next meeting's come down on the clock as well. We are in the 11th round. I got Nick Chubb and TJ Hawkinson queued up. It's the battle of the ACLs here. I have both of those players queued up. Why? Why? Okay. I took Ford in the prior round in round 10. I don't have any tight ends yet. And I need a tight end. So that's an interesting reason to get TJ Hawkinson on here. I also have 3 running backs, and this could be my 4th running back. And it basically would be 4 running backs, but 2 of them are Cleveland Browns. So it's kind of having 3 running backs a little bit. One for the beginning of the season, one for the end of the season. Not that I need the beginning and the end of the season, but I'm not sure what else to do with this pick here. The one downside is I do have 3 running backs with week 10 bye, which means I just got to be a little more careful with my next running backs. I think that means I can't get, for example, Lloyd from Green Bay. That'd be one of the players that I might be targeting as another running back. I just don't know how high of an upside play TJ Hawkinson is. And I have some other interesting plays I can do here, in that I can get the Commanders tight end, I can get Seattle's tight end, and then I can get Pittsburgh's tight end again. And I have Pickens and Warren on this one too. So I have 2 teams in a row that are similar. And I'm going to be getting 3 tight ends in this build no matter what. And I'm going to get 3 quarterbacks on this build also, which means that I'm going to have to go a little I think I'm only going to be able to maybe go 5 running backs most likely, maybe 6, but probably 5 running backs on this build. And so if I get this would be running back 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 6 running backs in most, I guess, right? Like I got to be careful on the running backs. Hopefully, I don't know if this works or not. I feel like TJ Hawkinson is a very, very risky pick. He has no correlation. I don't even know if he's going to hit at all. I kind of don't think he will. And so I don't think this is the right time to take him. Well, at least if I do grab Chubb, it's kind of monopolizing this backfield, and I get the benefit no matter what. Hopefully, in that either Ford keeps the job or Chubb runs with it the second half of the season. We're gonna make that bet, and then in the next round, that's when our tight end comes up. I want to say, right? Is that when it is? 140. Yeah, then 140. We're gonna go for Fryermuth, which we've done and which we just did in the previous one. Here he is right here. And then we're probably going to go back to running back after that. Who's available? Like 140 something. Miller would be great. There's Lloyd. We can't really take him. Ty Chandler would be nice also. Those would be 2 nice picks right there. Wright's dropping just a little bit. He was at 150, like 9. Now he's 160. Interesting. So we're going to go we might go 6 running backs. If we go 6 running backs, we have 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, and then 7 wide receivers. Yeah, we can go up to 6 running backs if we can make the right 6 work. And then we have 7 wide receivers, which is not the most, but we also took 1, 2, 3, 4, our first 4 picks were wide receivers. Then we took our 5th wide receiver in the 7th round. And actually, our last 2 wide receivers, and this works out, believe it or not, are hopefully going to be at least one. It's going to be 1 commander at least. This is pick 125. Then we got 140. We could get where's Jahan Dotson? 138. What's Nick Chubb? 126. So I'm basically at ADP for Nick Chubb. I'd be way ahead of ADP for Jahan Dotson here. Either of them are fine picks. I think they both work. I think I like the idea of Nick Chubb more on this team because the Ford pick, I don't know if it was the right pick as I look at it now. I've been thinking about when I draft Ford, I don't think I need Ford in this build as much, but not that he's bad. But when I have 2 players I know are going to start the season, hopefully strong, I don't need Ford who might not end the season strong. So if I at least get Chubb here, I'm more, hoping that I end the season strong also. So we're going to take Chubb and hope for the best. My first time I'm drafting Chubb all season though too. So I guess, I don't really have anything great to pick here. So I'm going to click on the ADP thing one last time and then kick myself when I see something that was better to pick. And Jerry Jeudy, Cleveland. Well, we're not really doing a Miami thing right now, so we don't need the Cleveland bet. Indianapolis, Green Bay. Nah, we're good. I think we're good. I think we're good. I'll just keep on telling myself that until we are good. Okay. Next board. We're in the 10th round on this one. I think I was thinking about this draft last video in that we got Jaden Daniels as our #1 QB on this draft. We got greedy and we tried to push Joe Burrow around the turn in the 8th round because we took Jaylen Warren and then Joe Burrow didn't fall to us. And so then we ended up taking Jaden Daniels as our bailout QB. I was really hoping that Burrow would fall because someone that didn't have any correlated Cincinnati Bengals would take Jaden Daniels instead of Burrow. And then I'd end up with Burrow in the 9th round. I think it was a bit calculated risk, but it really stings because I do have Chase and Higgins in this draft. I'm hoping I can find a way to maybe take the backup QB for Cincy in the last round if I can make it work. I don't know if it's going to though. And this one here, and then we also missed out one pick from Javonte Williams would have been perfect for our bring back with Cincy since they play Denver in week 17. We got Trey Benson queued up. He was the last of like a tier of running backs. And there's Jerome Ford again, the next pick, all right, or the next based on ADP right there. Now, I've been thinking long and hard at this one because I only got one one quarterback, and I don't have much correlation. I'm almost headed back down a road of Pittsburgh again, which I'm way too much Pittsburgh at this point. Maybe if I better do good. But this one I don't have Pickens in it. I only have one tight end though, so it does kind of set up well. What we're going to do here is we're going to go Ford, or sorry, we're going to go Benson, and then we're going to hope, I think, that Ford comes back around to us. If we don't get Ford, we might look at one of these other running backs. Maybe even Chubb instead, because we do have, what pick will that be at? 124. I don't like taking Chubb that early. I think he's got to fall more. I got him ranked 145. I feel pretty strong about that. Actually, Brown would be a better pick in this one because we do have all the Cincy players. So we're hoping for Benson and then Brown, who can definitely fall back to us. No problem. That being said, the team right here that took Burrow unstacked would be smart to take him. Kind of not with what he's got though. He'd be kind of silly to take him too, actually. We got some. No, we're okay. Okay. We're gonna take Benson here. We're gonna hope Brown, I think, comes back around to us on the way back. We don't have any Arizona players or Ram players at all. Yeah, I think that's the right play. We already have Walker, so we're not really looking at Charbonnet on this one. Benson, Brown, and then on the way back around, we're going to be looking at one of two plays. Either Cousins makes it all the way back around with past AP, probably doesn't happen, or we're saying hi to Pat Frymuth again. We will see which way we go. If either make them, I guess they both could get taken. I don't think both of them will, but they could. Okay. Actually, I don't have as much insulation on the Frymuth this time because I don't have Pickens. Where was Pickens taken in this draft? Usually like the 3rd round? Right here. Okay. He's taken right here. In fact, look at this. London and Pickens taken by the same team, which means they got to make a choice here. But no, they can take both of them, I guess, if they wanted to. They already have 2 tight ends, Pitts and Ferguson. So I don't think they would take a 3rd tight end, which really means it's, do they end up, maybe they do. But I think Frymuth is probably almost guaranteed to fall to me. And it's just a question of if he takes the QB or not. I think there's probably a good chance that he ends up taking Cousins, but if he doesn't, I might take him and then try to push Frymuth around the corner, which might happen. 1 tight end, 2 tight ends, 1 tight end. There's a chance if I could. So try to get some extreme value on in these drafts on Frymuth. So that's our plan. We're taking Benson with this one. Just the highest upside running back available. I mean, kind of the highest. I mean, kind of the highest running back upside available, just based on ADP at least, and rookie, all that good stuff. Really wish Javonte Williams would have gotten to us. We'll look for one of the other Denver running backs later on, probably. Okay, last one here. We have an interesting team going here. On this one, we're in round 12 of this draft, towards the end, the second half of round 12. This is the one with the unstacked Lamar Jackson. And we're going with a three-headed tight end monster guaranteed on this one, with Isaiah, if everything goes according to plan, Isaiah likely being one of those players. We've went for this pretty darn crazy Seattle Green Bay thing going on at the end of this draft here. We also have Keenan Allen from Chicago to kind of help ping pong some of that. We need running backs and tight ends right now is what we need. And we had some high upside running backs available still, so I think we're going to go there first. If we don't take one now, we're probably not going to get them come back around in the 13th round. And there's a good chance that either Cole Kmet or Luke Musgrave, or both of them, potentially make it back to us in the next round. If they both make it back to us, I might take Cole Kmet instead of Luke Musgrave. Cole Kmet has the higher ADP, which means that maybe there's a chance that Luke Musgrave makes it all the way back around to us on the way back, possibly. 64, 173. 73 is Isaiah Likely is like around. I think Isaiah Likely is around 173. He's 172. And the Cole Kmet bring back for week 17 is kind of powerful here. And I have the correlation with Keenan Allen, so I don't think it's just a pure bring back play. And it's a pretty powerful one considering it's week 17, they're playing Seattle. And I have a pretty large Seattle bet going on with JSN, Lockett, and Charbonnet. So I think it's interesting to try to just push these players and see if I can get them to continue to fall. We're going to take Marshawn Lloyd here also to continue to build out our Green Bay thing. I was thinking about taking Ty Chandler because Minnesota plays Green Bay in week 17. But I feel like the Lloyd play is the better play here. I mean, why take Chandler for 1 week? I'm kind of betting on, I guess Love passing more, and that involves maybe potentially Lloyd getting even more playing time. If, for example, Jacobs got hurt or something like that, even if he doesn't get hurt, I think Lloyd can still play, and of course Love can hopefully still pass. We're going to go Lloyd here and kind of continue this Green Bay Seattle ping pong that we got going on. Kind of crazy how much of this we got in this draft. Marshawn Lloyd it is. Okay, those are the 4 drafts for today. See you on the next one. Peace.